Yeah, these cells are so dismal, small, and they're all steel. It's just a steel surface. This place is covered in lead.
Wow. Oh, shoot.
I just like that this whole fact that we were able to ratify the two. It's one of them was terrible for presidents. The other's pretty good for the country. Prohibition still is across the entire country, but also cells are going to be really impressive. The next 5, yeah, they're still going to be pretty cool. Eventually, they are all going to look the exact same, so maybe don't be that person that steps in every single cell.
Hey, Joey, I'm going to be that person. Don't be that person who does that.
That's a little ways down, ain't it, buddy?
Ooh, boy. Oh, boy.
There's a little chain link.
They said to be careful when you're on the sides, especially. Cut out the chain link.
Huh?
Oh, you got broken light bulb. Bro, where's the toilet at?
Oh, there's a table.
So these that we just walked past, they don't have windows. They're 2 cells that they put together. So they're 4-person cells. You have 2 sets of bunk beds. So normally 4 people living inside of these cells.
Is this movie stuff here on this aircraft stuff?
So on the floor down there, that's all part of our haunted house.
Oh.
As the manager of the home.
Yeah, right.
Tommy!
Even during the times in the 60s and
Knock.
70s and onwards, these are the one music singers.
Do you know what he did?
I do. I'm not going to repeat it though.
The scene where the light bulb explodes.
Family would have this photo right here. This is of the room that we're about to head into. Here are market newspaper articles. Personally, a lot of us here at the Reformatory have newspaper.com accounts because they have very good detailed newspaper scans from back in the days. And we find new things out all the time. We actually were able to change one of our escape stories. And I used to tell that story inside of this room. There was an inmate, because of the shoe factory that we had, some of the shoes were being made for inmates here, but any excess were being shipped to other state-run penitentiaries. So, the Ohio Penitentiary, for example, were using shoe shipments. There was an inmate working in the shoe factory that decided to nail himself shut inside of a shoe crate and get shipped out. Unfortunately, he hopped out too early. The story used to go that he made it all the way down to the penitentiary. We found a newspaper article talking about that escape. He actually jumped out while he was still in Mansfield. It was on Lexington Spring Mill Avenue, 42, headed towards Lexington. Hopped out, people saw him do it, phoned the Reformatory. We get locked down, they do a head count, they find he's missing. They find him in Lexington boarding a bus. So we realized that he was headed down to the penitentiary through the shoe crate, so we decided this case is one original here. Involvement, we start getting circled by mob cars, and they're assuming that they're going to try to do a big prison break. We published in the Mansfield News Journal, and we stopped almost immediately. So that was nice. The big report in the class action lawsuit, the state does an investigation and come back in 1983. They say, yeah, this place is terrible. Go ahead, close down, but you have to build a new one so that you don't have an overflow of inmates to the other prisons that can't handle it. So we are mandated to start construction on Mansfield Correction, and it states that by 86, we can't accept any new inmates here. By 87, all inmates remaining have to be transferred to that new prison. I don't know about you guys, but state-run projects can never finish on time or under budget. So our first inmates aren't transferred until August of 1990, 7 years. In 7 years, this place becomes a dump. There's almost no money going into the upkeep. The inmates are not going through and trying to keep things nice. A lot of the budget is being spent on the new construction costs for the new prison. And our last guard leaves December 31st after handling the last transfer of the inmates the day before December 30th, 1990. So 1 day difference between us being considered open until 1990 or 1991. We shut down, everyone wants us to come down, it was terrible. 92, there's a nonprofit form called Mansfield Reformatory Preservation Society. Their mission is to save the building. They don't have a lot of support. Shawshank shows up to film in 93. The day they show up was the day the building had been set for demolition. The state had forgotten that they were coming to film. There's a wrecking ball and bulldozer in our parking lot. They get on the phone with the state goes, oh yeah, sorry about that. Go ahead and film it. We'll tear it down when you're done. 94, it's released. Doesn't do well at the box office. However, Mansfield was a huge portion of this filming. The background extras are just Mansfielders. They were in the area. They wanted to be a part of the movie. And there's such a local involvement, and there's questions asked about the building. Well, the MRPS is there to answer questions. So by 95, the MRPS, they have so much support that they go through, they ask the state, hey, well, it's already registered as a historic landmark. That was done in the 80s. How about we go through and we start giving tours for the history, the Hollywood, and the architecture. We think it would be really successful, and the state cuts us off. They go, nobody in their right mind would ever want to take a tour of a run-down, dirty, old abandoned prison. Well, we give you guardianship, and when you fail, we'll tear you down. So from 96 and onward, we give our history portion through the guided tours, we have the paranormal. We also add the haunted house in 99. By 2000, we're so successful, we reapproach the state. We ask them to sell us the building, and they say, well, we'd love to, but it was paid for by taxpayer dollars. We have to either put it up for auction or pass a bill through the Ohio legislature to sell it to you. On one hand, the auction, we're a nonprofit. We do not have the funding to be able to outbid people in town. And there are folks that have different ideas. everything from making it into a amusement park, to scrapping it for the steel, to making it a paintball airsoft arena, a spirit Halloween. There are a bunch of different ideas floating around, and we think, we can't do that. When we think about the legislator, you know how hard it is to get politicians to agree on anything? But we put it in their hands, it goes to the Ohio House and then the Senate. In a bipartisan agreement, 100% unanimous consent to sell OSR to the MRPS for $1. State hands that dollar right back to us as our first of many generous donations, and ever since then we've relied upon folks like you coming and taking our tours, doing our events. So thank you guys so much for coming out. I hope you guys are able to return again, and again to see the new things that we have to offer. We have the ghost hunts at night, ghost walks, which are guided tours but with ghost stories. We have the Flood Prison during October, different guided tours as well. Big events throughout the year. Paranormal Psychic Convention happens in the spring. It's ghost hunters and paranormal psychic mediums that give panels. You have Restoration in July, 3 days of rock and roll prison tattoos. Pretty fun. Not many places you can get a real prison tattoo without having to serve hard time. This is one of those places. And then we have the anniversary of Shawshank in August, but it's my favorite part of the tour. Not the fact that it's over, but the fact I get to tell you this. By the power invested in me, by the MRPS, I hereby decree that you are all paroled from OSR. But make sure that you re-offend so that we can see it again. But thank you guys so much for being a part of this guided tour today. I'll go ahead and collect your audio receivers. Feel free to keep the earbuds. I don't want your earwax.
Here's no.
Which guy that is?
Well, this guy is the oldest.
That's a phone call from the governor. You wait for that.
We went upstairs.
It never happened.
Joey.
Come on, Joey.
That's where the attic is.
Yo, this is a whole part that we never got to see.
Flashlight in here. Go, check it out. Flashlight. Daddy, check out this. Dude, don't do that.
It was a flash.
Dude. What do you mean?
Yo, I saw the bird that was down there. If there's anything here, knock.
That's like a 500 times foot.
You have a chance.
Bro, I actually got a skit.
If you want, turn this light off. We're looking. Turn the light off. Hello? I'm in this room. Is anyone in here?
And you was stuck in there. Jonah.
Hello? Okay, goodbye.
You're gonna get haunted.